Good morning. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our anthem today. Sometimes the lyrics to songs are very clear. For instance, the hymn that we just sang, when you read them, you know exactly what it is that's being said. But that's not always the case. Sometimes the songwriters, they refer to things that you might not get, almost like inside jokes, but they're not funny. That's the case with a lot of the African American spirituals, the black songs of the South, the songs that came from Africa, Jamaica, and I've had a professional interest in these for many years, and looking at the American tradition that comes there, it's one of our few truly American music forms, and so to have the spirituals is something that we look for as musical excellence, but we also find that there is spiritual excellence in it as well. Today, there are two spirituals that are tied up in this piece of music. One is called Stand Upon the Rock itself, or Stand on the Rock, let's be clear. And that's a new spiritual that has been written by the composer today. To us as Christians, that word rock carries a lot of connotations. We think about the rock that Moses struck to bring forth water. We also think about the rock that was rolled away from the tomb. We also think about the building of on the rock rather than the sand. So we think a lot of those things. We also remember that Peter was called the rock. Later in the Gospels, I believe it's in all three, but I'm pretty sure Luke carries it most clearly. There are a couple references to rocks falling on people, and that always struck me as being interesting. See what I did there? Struck me. Yeah, it was a complete accident. But they mention it in the Old Testament. I believe it's Hosea. It happens again in Luke, and it happens in Revelation too, where Jesus tells a group of women who are standing nearby, he says to them, the day will come when you will say, rocks fall on us, mountains cover us. And that phrase is a little unusual. So when we are singing it here today, we'll be singing about the rocks don't fall on us. Well, that phrase more had the meaning of, don't let me feel the embarrassment of something that I failed to do. Don't let me be aware someday that I blew it. Don't let me, it's basically a hide me from my shame line. Rocks fall on me so that nobody else can see what I've done. Of course, as Jesus was walking to Calvary, his point was, the day's going to come when you'll really regret these last days. So for us today, we think about what that means in terms of standing up for the things that we believe in. Today is a mission Sunday for us, and so as Methodists, we think about the pillar of mission work in our church, and we remind ourselves that if we don't stand up for the things that need to happen, then there will be a day of reckoning, there will be a day of regret. So put all together, there's a lot of meaning that you can take from it, but the songwriter deliberately has left a lot up to you. So there's a long explanation for a short song, but here we go. Stand Upon the Rock.
Peace in all places where there's conflict and war, we must stand the road.